What's going on, melon farmers? D-Mac back with a quick little video about the whole new patch that came out. I believe it was Thursday, right? Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern, the new patch came out. It fixed a whole bunch of bugs, apparently. Like, I do know it fixed the never-ending goal celebration glitch, stuff like that. There's new, in franchise mode, there's new, strategies or something like that, or new scheme fits or something. I don't know. I didn't read too much into it, but the number one thing, I have been screaming for this for like 5, 6 years, something like that now. I always hated that every time you have created players, you can make a playmaker. Like, just say you make an 85 overall playmaker with like 95 passing and like 85 shooting. Every year, without flip and fail, he will get 50 goals, 8 assists, or something just disgusting like that. So it's like if he's not on your team, because a lot of the times I like to make 60, 70 people and just kind of let them get drafted wherever, and then I'll write it down in a book, because you can only watch list 25 players, which I think is bonkers. But I will write them down in my little book or whatever, where they are, how long they're there, and all that stuff. What their age is, what draft class they're going to be coming up in, stuff like that. And I'll keep track of their careers. But it's like every playmaker has 50 goals, 8 assists. Every sniper has 60 goals, no assists. It's like, or you'll make a defenseman and he'll finish the season with 8 points and it'll be 6 goals, 2 assists. It's like, yeah, but he's a two-way defender who's really good at passing and is not good at all at shooting. So it's like their overall stats will just suffer because they refuse to pass the puck. Stuff like that always drove me bonkers, completely killed the immersion for me. So it's like, unless you're going to draft every single guy that you create for your franchise mode, it's like, man, you're going to have some gross stats. Now, it sucks that we are over 2 months into this game at the time that the patch came out, that included the new attribute slider shoot versus pass bias. I have been screaming for years that they needed to add this because created players are an absolute joke. Now, someone like me who plays mostly franchise, pretty much exclusively franchise mode when I'm on my own, it's like I like to create a lot of people. They're not even necessarily people that I know. I've created an entire family of hockey players, you know what I mean? So the Lewis family, we got Thatcher Lewis, we got Blayton Lewis, Carver Lewis, Denver Lewis. Like, there's just a whole damn family. They're all like within a year of each other in age, all from Burnaby, BC, born around the same time of year. It's like their parents were busy, But I mean, I create just tons of random players and stuff, and I'll just track their careers, as well as I'll make people that I do know. Like, I'll make myself, I'll make my brother, I'll make, close friends of mine or something, and I'll just make them varying ages, whatever position that I think they would play if they were hockey players, especially if they had the skill to make it to the NHL. It's like, what do I think they would do, right? So that's a lot of fun, but the fact that there was never a shoot versus pass bias, and naturally all your created players were full shoot, no pass. So it's like that just completely kills it, because you already know at the end of every single one of your created players' careers, they're going to have 500 goals, 200 assists, and the assists are going to be accidental or something. It's like, it's an absolute joke. It's tragic. So they added this shoot versus pass bias. I just went through every one of my created players and redid their shoot versus pass bias where I figure I would like them, and I played like 15 or 16 games of a franchise mode with 10 or 12 of them that had already been drafted, tracking how they've been doing since, and I gotta say, it's working just phenomenally. It's working fantastically. I have players that are, shoot versus pass bias is only set to like 4 or 5. Like these true snipers, these Ovechkin type players that I've made. They're 7 goals, 4 assists, something like that. But I've also made offensive defensemen where their shot versus pass bias is at like 12 or 13. And it's like, yeah, they got like 2 goals, 13 assists kind of thing. 16 games into the season, they're like point per game players, but the stats are looking the way that you want them to. And that is absolutely going to change this game mode, like, substantially. And the fact that, yes, they did fix the never-ending goal celebration. It was like sometimes it didn't happen, but most times it did, and it absolutely killed the game. You know what I mean? So it's like, now that they have that fix, I just wanted to talk about it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you to my AHL affiliate team on my personal franchise mode, the Sudbury Aces, where I have two created players, two randomly created brothers, the Burley brothers. One is a center playmaker. The other is a two-way defender. And I'm going to tell you what their shoot versus pass bias is set to and everything, and then we're going to go through their stats so far, and it is working phenomenally. I'm just going to show you those two because I don't want it to take forever to get through all these guys, but I gotta say, it works across the board, working like a damn charm, and it has absolutely changed my outlook on franchise mode. It is the mode that I pretty much play exclusively, but still, it's been tough to play because you know the stats are going to be skewed at the end of every season, and it completely kills the immersion in the game. So this is a monstrous step forward. And just know, 0 is always shoot, never pass. 15, always pass, never shoot. So for me personally, if I got to play, say I got a playmaker, and say he's a point per game player, right? I would like him to get 35 goals and like 47 assists. Something like that, right? So I would take the shoot versus pass bias, and I'd put it at like 9 out of 15. So it's like this guy prefers to pass a little more than he'd like to shoot, but he's not afraid to shoot. You know what I mean? So that way you should get kind of the stats that you want. If you've got like, I would never put a player at 0. I think that's asinine because then you're going to get the same stats that you've had forever. 50 goals, 8 assists, which it's like, what player like that is going to survive in the NHL? A player that literally refuses to pass the puck. So even for like a true sniper, I would probably put it at 5 or 6. It's like, you can't make a player that just won't pass the puck ever. No matter the situation, he just always carries it, never passes it. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, I don't know. I just felt like making a quick video and then going through a couple of my created guys to show the shot versus pass bias in action. I mean, obviously, it's not going to work for the players you are personally controlling if you actually jump in like me and play all the games. But say for your AHL affiliate, all of your created players that are in other places around the league, playing for other teams, stuff like that. It's like, okay, well now we might have something to go with here. You know what I mean? And so far, what I've seen, it is absolutely working like a charm. And I gotta say, I kind of love it. I kind of flippin' love it. And I knew I would. I've been screaming about it. I think I mentioned it 3 or 4 times on this channel, as well as all around the internet. Anyway, without further ado, let's go to my AHL affiliate team, where I am going to show you those 2 created people. And in case I forget to afterwards, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. There's new videos coming all the frickin' time. And until next time, you beautiful melon farmers, have a good one. All right, so here we go. For the sake of this video, we're going to dive down into my personal franchise mode and go to the AHL team, which I call the Sudbury Aces. So when I make a franchise mode, as I said before, I usually make like 40 to 50 to even 60 created people. And now with the pass versus shoot or shoot versus pass bias, you're not going to get those really, really annoying stats like you always did before, like I said before. But now what we're going to do is we're going to go to my edit lines, and I'm going to show you 2 of the guys that are in my AHL system that I created, 2 brothers, the Burley brothers. And I am going to show you what their stats look like. This is shoot versus pass bias in action. So we'll start with Chris Burley. He has 1 goal, 9 assists, 10 points in 10 games. I made him 75 overall, high top 9 potential. And look, 22 shots. 22 shots on goal in 10 games. That's perfect. So the slider I used on the shoot versus pass for him, I believe was 10 or 11 out of 15. Meaning he is a pass-first kind of player. He doesn't only pass the puck. He will take shots like this, about 2.2 shots per game. So about 2 shots per game. But yeah, so he does take shots. Maybe he doesn't have the most accurate shot in the world. But here's his brother, Craig Burley, who has 2 goals and 3 assists and 25 shots on goal. 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points, 25 shots. So he takes 2.5 shots per game. I put his shot versus pass bias at 9 out of 15. So he does still pass more often than he shoots, but he's more likely than his other brother he's more likely to shoot than his brother Chris. And he has more goals and more shots to show it. It's beautiful. I love it.